Hello, everybody. It's so lovely to be back with you on Wednesday again. And today I have another guest with us, a worship leader, a song leader, somebody who writes songs and loves the Lord. And today I want to talk to us very briefly about power of worship. And once again, thank you for sharing this because someone really needs to hear this. It will help them in their situation of life. In the book of Acts chapter 12, we have the story of Peter who was bound with chains, Acts 12:3, and as he began to praise, naturally something happened. Supernaturally was an event, but naturally an angel came and took off the chains, and Peter was set free. There is power in praise. And today, Jess, thank you for being with us. And I want to ask you to give us an example where you had a decision to make, and the only way you could do it really was to praise God.
Okay, so I think that there were so many times, to be honest, Pastor Johan, but I think the one time that really stood out to me now when you asked the question is when I first came to know Christ and I first gave my life to Him, and I had to make a really big decision. I was dating someone at that time who I knew that I shouldn't be dating. He wasn't the right person for me, and I started getting closer and closer to God. And the closer that I got to God, the more I realized that I needed to leave Him. I needed to break up with Him. So I was sitting with this big decision of, okay, do I break up with Him now and trust God and go full out and just give God everything? Or do I stay with Him and pray for Him that He would become closer to God? So I remember at the time this was a really big thing for me. So I was praying and praying, and I remember the one time I was worshiping and just crying out to God, and I was crying. I was in a really bad state. I was feeling defeated, I was feeling sad, and I just decided in that moment that I'm just going to worship God. No matter what, I'm just going to worship Him. And I surrendered everything. I laid everything at His feet, and I said, Lord, I give you everything, even if it means that I need to break up with this guy. I give you everything. And I just started praising God for who He is. I changed my perspective from focusing on my problem, focusing on my situation, focusing on my anxious thoughts, and I put my eyes on Jesus. And as soon as my eyes were fixed on Him, and I just started praising Him and remembering who He is and remembering how good He is and how faithful He is, I felt like my spirit just lifted, and I just felt great, and I knew what to do. From that place, my breakthrough came.
Wow, the power of praise. That reminds me of Jonah in the belly of the whale. He had this ribcage experience. Um, and so the ribs are the elements of life that come against us. And yeah, as we've heard from Jess, we've learned a lesson. No matter what your circumstance is, dear friend, when you begin to worship God, something supernatural happens. Wisdom comes, and you are given the ability to make a wise decision. I want to say to you this week, worship God. No matter what your circumstance, God richly bless you.